good, y'all? Creator Jordan back at it with another video. Today, we're going to talk about Tom Thibodeau being a war criminal, because there's no reason why Julius Randle was in the game and potentially getting hurt and being out the rest of the series. We've seen this same thing with Derrick Rose in the playoffs, in a game that's already lost, gets injured, derails his entire career. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that's Tom Thibodeau's fault. You know, injuries, they happen. They're freak accidents. But you really have to consider, why is he in the game? The game is lost. You can make the argument that he wants to get Julius Randle into some rhythm for the next games in New York, but the risk is just a little bit too high, especially considering that he's the guy that you need for the series. You can't win with Jalen Brunson alone. You need Julius Randle to be healthy and contributing to that wins. So it's just really unfortunate. It's not a dirty play at all. This is not the Draymond Green situation. Jared Allen going up for a block. Again, just very unfortunate timing that Julius Randle might have got a little bit banged up. I do expect him to be back, though. He's a tough guy, and he knows what he needs to do. So it's the playoffs. Everybody's banged up. He's going to play. Now, continuing with the Knicks, RJ Barrett. Stephen A. Smith talked about that on his show this morning, that he needs to potentially sit out the series. I don't think that's the case. He just needs to step it up. He's going up with right-hand layups or left-hand layups when he should be going up with his right hand. We obviously know the scouting report says send RJ Barrett to his right, because he's not going to go up with that right hand. He did have a couple of layups where he knocked them down with the right hand, so he just needs to be a little bit more confident attacking those closeouts, getting down to the basket, and really being able to knock down those free throws as well. He drew a foul and he missed a free throw. Again, that's going to happen, but RJ Barrett, you need to be more aggressive. He has it a little bit on the defensive end, but we need the offense. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, they can't do it all themselves. He has to contribute in that regard. Now, with the Cavs, if you just look at the box score, it looked like they kind of ran away with the game. I don't think that's necessarily the case, especially considering that Karis LeVert had about 24 points that game. I mentioned in the last video that the Cavs have no wings, and then he came up and he put up 24 points. He really did nothing special. He stood, he caught the ball, he knocked down his threes, he attacked a few closeouts, and that's really all they need from a wing on the team when you have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland really controlling the tempo of the offense. In the last game, they had Isaac Okoro out there. They left him open. They dared him to shoot. He wasn't knocking down shots. You can't really do the same thing with Karis LeVert when he is actually a threat to knock down those threes. So I really liked what I saw out of him. He did play some considerable minutes that game, so I'm concerned if he'll be able to bring that for the rest of the series. But it was a good game. I think they have some momentum going into New York. If they can steal one in New York, I'm very confident in picking the Cavs to win this series. Now, just going forward and looking at the Cavs, honestly, I think if they do make it to the second round, that's probably going to be the end of the road for them, because I'm going to say it every video I talk about the Cavs. Evan Mobley needs to be an 18, 20 point per game type guy. He's already in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. If he can start to contribute a little bit more on offense, that Cavaliers team is going to be dangerous going forward. Now, switching gears over to the Suns and the Clippers. The Suns, if you look at the box score, again, it looked like they really dominated the game, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's the case. If you look at the minutes that they played, the stars, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, even Chris Paul, they played some pretty heavy minutes in that game. And I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily concerned, because, of course, it's the playoffs. Guys are going to play 40 minutes a game, but this is game 2 in the first round. I'm not sure how I feel about Phoenix essentially having to put together close to a really, really good game, especially when the Clippers, they weren't knocking down shots. Kawhi is going to be Kawhi. He's going to do what he's going to do in the playoffs all the time. But those others, Bones Highland, Zubac, he missed a couple of bunnies. Nicholas Batum, he didn't make any shots. Like, I don't know if that's something that you can necessarily rely upon for the entirety of the series, especially now that they're going back to LA. So Phoenix, I don't know. They're a little bit weird. They've only played 10 games together with Kevin Durant. So I think they're still starting to figure it out a little bit, but there's still some concern there. And I think the Clippers have a pretty good chance, especially since they stole one in Phoenix. And before moving on, I want to give Russell Westbrook some credit. He really played a really incredible series so far. Like, yes, he shot 3 for 19 from the field in game 1, but all the hustle plays, the defense that he was playing on Kevin Durant, the offensive rebounds giving you extra possessions. I'm really looking at Russell Westbrook to really redeem himself from that kind of weird season that he had with the Lakers earlier in the season. If they can get to the second round and maybe even make a push for the Western Conference Finals, we need to give Russell Westbrook some respect. Yes, he's going to play the way that he's going to play, but the way that he's going to play is going to win you some games. It might lose you some possessions, but it's going to win you some games. Finally, the Hawks and the Celtics. there's nothing exciting about this series, honestly. I was watching a Kenny Beecham video earlier today where he was saying that the Celtics playoffs really hasn't started, and that's an excellent way to put it. The Hawks, they're not putting up any fight whatsoever. Their team is very weirdly constructed. I saw on Twitter that people were talking about potentially restructuring the team, trading Trae Young. I don't know. It's weird. They have no identity. They're getting beat down in this series. There's no really excitement. There's not even a chance that they could steal one. I would love to see them win a game at home in Atlanta, but I just don't see it happening. Trae Young, maybe it's just not the right fit. Maybe Atlanta is not the place. I think that Eastern Conference Finals run that they had a few seasons ago was probably just an extreme outlier and maybe something that shouldn't have happened. I don't want to say luck because obviously these guys are professional athletes, but I don't know. They might have lucked their way into an Eastern Conference Finals, which really put the expectations a little bit too high on them, and now they're just a disappointment. Again, let me know what you all think in the comments. Should the Hawks blow it up? This isn't really a video talking about the Hawks, but I don't know. Like, there's nothing to talk about basketball-wise because the series is just so boring, so what's going to happen? Let me know. Thank you all for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it, like the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.